What is up, guys? So today we are going to be going over the King of Faerghus, Dimitri. So it's been a while since we had a Fire Emblem video on this channel, and it's been even longer since we had a unit review. It's actually been 6 months since we had the Edelgard builds. So yeah, it's been a minute, but we are going to be putting out a lot more builds here really soon. Actually, we're going to be putting out 3 that all have to do with the legendary battle with Lilina to showcase them. But today we're going to start off with Dimitri, and specifically it's going to be Brave Dimitri. Now, I took his base kit and I put it on the video because I wanted to go over his base kit to begin with, and then we'll go over all the skills that I added to his kit to actually make him what I think is the best build for him. So first we have Moon Gradivis. And basically it gives you distant counter built into your weapon, which is always nice. And then it also grants you a special cooldown charge of +1 on your foe per attack during combat, which is also really nice to help longevity. Now, he has a special of noontime, and obviously that's not really the best on Brave Dimitri. On Legendary Dimitri, noontime's actually really good, but on Brave Dimitri not so much, so we're going to replace that. And then he actually has attack defense unity. Now, Brave Dimitri was actually the first unit in the game to get a unity skill, and they are insane. Basically what it does is if you are within 2 spaces of an ally, you get +5 to attack and defense during combat, and then any buffs on attack or defense that are penalized cannot be penalized. And basically if they -6 from your attack, then you will get a +12, which basically nets you a +6 attack. And you'll see this in the showcase. We actually end up getting +20 defense, which is absolutely insane with the help of Brave Lucina. And so the next skill that we have to look at is Blue Lion Rule. So essentially this is a repel or close call. If you have 10 more defense than your opponent, then you reduce all damage done to him by 40%. So this is the first skill to use something other than speed to reduce damage, which is great because his defense is extremely high. And that's exactly why we went with plus defense, because we want as much defense as possible, because we have to get 10 more than the opponent to get that full 40%. Now this is going to help with ranged mostly. When someone's hitting you physically, when you have that much defense, they're usually not going to hurt you unless they're a green unit that has probably a triangle advantage in their weapon. But other than that, you really don't have any issues with defense. It's mostly just to help out resistance with the 40% reduction. And then of course we have Joint Hone Attack, which I literally only bought so I could show you guys the base kit. I actually never unlocked it on him, and that's why my SP is not at max. So now we're going to go into what I think can be improved. So obviously his resistance was the biggest detriment to Dimitri. And so we're going to try to patch that up today with this new build. So if we go here, we are going to go to change skills. Now, originally I tried to use the ruse skills in order to up his resistance. But basically that doesn't really work, because if anyone has anything that can lower your stats or panic you, it really hurts you. And you don't want to get panicked in the resistance stat for a -6. That's really going to really hurt Dimitri, because 26 is already bad. 40 is pretty good, 30 is okay, 20 is really bad. So we want to make sure that they cannot damage our resistance at all. So essentially what I did is I took Joint Drive Res from a Brave Edelgard. So anyone who loves Edelgard, please don't hurt me. But essentially we get +4 to resistance to not only Dimitri, but anyone within 2 spaces of him, which is great. So you can actually help your allies take a resistance hit. And then we are also going to give him the solo skill of speed and resistance. And essentially that's all you really have to do. We are also going to give him reposition, because, you know, reposition is just nice to have. And also Aether for recovery, because recovery is extremely essential, especially when you're trying to build a tank like this. So basically what we're going to do here is, if we are on our own, we get +6 speed and resistance. Now the speed is purely just to make sure that maybe we can't be doubled by our opponents. You want just enough speed to prevent doubles. it's not essentially really to double them, because as long as you're taking the hit, remember Blue Lion rule gives you that guaranteed follow-up attack. So it's purely just to try to prevent doubles on Dimitri, because that helps his survivability. And then with the joint drive res, that essentially gives us plus 10 res. So if you don't have support, you're getting 34 resistance, but with support obviously 36, which is great. And all these are during combat, which means they cannot be debuffed. They can debuff your resistance, but you're still going to get that plus 10, so it'll probably be a net positive at the end. And if someone else on your team has higher resistance than him, which is a huge chance, then someone else is going to be taking that penalty other than him. Now, of course, we have him paired up with Brave Lucina. She will be giving him plus 6 in both of these defenses, and she'll be given an extra 3 attack and extra 3 speed for this, and then extra plus 3 to all stats, because that's what her weapon does. So now we're going to go into the legendary battle. Now, of course, this is technically his biggest weakness, so this is going to showcase how much these skills actually do for him. Now, this music doesn't seem very appropriate for this, so I have something else ready. This is more appropriate. So we're going to put him into battle here. Now, we're not going to go through the full battle because I actually want to do unit reviews for Ike and Byleth. So we're just going to showcase him taking on these three, and that'll be about it. But as you can see, their stats are pretty insane. This is Abyssal, so I wanted to showcase that he can actually tank these. Now, this is going to get minused because she does have Sabotage res, and believe it or not, he has the highest res on the team at the moment. But we will be getting so much defense that he will get that 40% reduction on all those. Also, for some reason, when I use the link, it actually makes him attack in a different order. That works. So anyway, we're going to go into this and showcase how powerful he is. Now, I did get panicked by the Sword Knight as well. Now, as you can see, we have plus 11 attack, we have plus 12 speed, plus 20 defense, and plus 13 resistance. And of course, Blue Ryan's rule is going to help us survive that. And then this Aether is going to completely replenish us. And that's why it's so important to have Lucina with you, because she gives you that Aether quicker, and that's huge with trying to survive in these kinds of battles. Now, that was his biggest weakness. He had color disadvantage, and he still managed to take those hits. And this is basically the power you can have with Dimitri, as long as you support him correctly. And obviously the summoner support didn't play too much into him surviving that. And of course, we're going to end it there. I can defeat it with this team, but I want to really showcase the Brave Ike and then the Byleth before I do that. So in the Byleth video, I will show you guys me defeating the entire map. But just for this, I wanted to keep those a secret so that we can just show off Dimitri this time. Now, the thing I want to talk about Dimitri is he's not good in Aether raids per se. Blue is not the best color for Aether raids, so I don't recommend using him in Aether raids. I actually use him in Water Season. He's a 180 BST unit, so he can actually score really, really well. So you can use him for that. That's what I use him for. But I think there's better options in Aether raids. Green is actually probably one of the best colors to use in Aether raids. But yeah, that's about it. So that's Brave Dimitri. I think that's a great build for him. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I actually am thinking about starting to live stream Fire Emblem content. I'm also going to, of course, bring back 2 more unit reviews with Brave Ike and Byleth. And that's about it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. All right.